There, in the world of high-stakes power and silent mansions, the Wright family name used to be a symbol of untouchable strength. But for the young heir, life didn't just change after that devastating car accident hit. Shattered. Imagine having the world at your feet, billions in the bank, ill, and a future mapped out by golden glory, only for a single moment of twisted metal and screeching tires to take away the one thing that made you feel like a man. The tragedy wasn't just the physical scars, it was the invisible ones. The crash left him with a condition that most men of his status would rather die than admit, an impairment of his sexual function that stripped away his confidence, too, and left him feeling like a hollow shell of the leader he was meant to be. Skiddy. He began to withdraw, pushing everyone away, convinced that his life as a man, a lover, and a husband was effectively overthrown. He was a king without a throne, living in a cold, silent palace of his own making, waiting for the clock to run out on a life he no longer valued. But fate has a strange way of circling back to the things we tried to forget. Jets. As he was preparing to give up entirely, someone stepped into his darkened world who didn't see a broken heir or a medical case study. She's so the boy she used to know, Lily, his teenage crush, the girl whose laughter used to be the soundtrack to his summers, walked back into his life not as a socialite, but as a highly skilled rehab therapist. The reunion wasn't filled with grand speeches. Instead, it was awkward and heavy with the weight of the years they had spent apart. Lily had grown into a woman of quiet strength and incredible empathy. When she looked at him, she didn't look with the pity he had come to despise from his family. She looked at him with the determination of someone who knew that healing starts in the mind long before it reaches the body. The journey they began together was grueling. It wasn't just about physical therapy or medical routines, too. It was about tearing down the walls he had built around his heart. At first, he was defensive, his pride acting as a shield. He didn't want her to see him like this, vulnerable and broken. But Lily's kindness was persistent. She moved through his life with a gentle expertise, guiding him through the dark corridors of his own insecurity. She challenged him, forced him to face his fears. Reminded him that his value wasn't tied to a medical diagnosis, but to the spirit that had survived the crash in the first place. As the days turned into weeks, the atmosphere in the Wright estate began to shift. The cold silence was replaced by long conversations and shared moments of vulnerability. Lily used her professional expertise to create a rehabilitation path that was as much about emotional restoration as it was about physical recovery. She became his anchor. Under her care, he started to rediscover parts of himself he thought were buried under the wreckage of the car. He began to realize that the intimacy he had lost wasn't just about a physical function, it was about the connection he had lacked with himself. Slowly, the miracles began to happen, started with a flicker of hope, then a surge of inner strength. For the first time in years, he wasn't looking at the floor, he was looking at her. Through physical progress was steady, fueled by a newfound desire to be worthy of the woman who had never once given up on him. Heir of the Wright family, the man who had been ready to surrender his legacy, was finally fighting back. But this story isn't just about a medical recovery. It's about the reclamation of a lost love. The spark that had ignited when they were teenagers had never truly gone out. It had just been waiting for the right moment to burn again. As his body healed, his heart opened. He realized that the accident, as horrific as it was, had brought him back to the only person who ever truly understood him. The climax of their journey wasn't a doctor's report or a clean bill of health. It was the moment he realized he was whole again. Not because he was perfect, but because he was loved. He reclaimed his position at the head of the Wright family. But this time, he wasn't leading with arrogance. He was leading with the wisdom of a man who had walked through the fire and come out stronger on the other side. Standing beside him was Lily, the therapist, who became his savior, and the crush who became his queen. They moved from the shadows of the hospital rooms into the bright light of a shared future. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes the very thing that breaks us is what leads us back to where we were always meant to be. The heir didn't just get his health back, got his soul back. In the end, that was the greatest inheritance of all. Watching their story unfold is like seeing a masterclass in human resilience, to narrative that proves no matter how deep the wound or how dark the night, the right person can help you find your way home. This drama captures the essence of what it means to fall, to hurt, and ultimately, to rise again with the person who saw your worth when you couldn't see it yourself. Day. It's a journey of redemption, a celebration of expertise meeting empathy, and a beautiful testament to the fact that true love doesn't just wait for you to get better, it stays with you until you do.